The Tigris River flows calmly through Baghdad in the year 1258, reflecting the pale winter sky like polished glass. From a distance, the city looks eternal. Golden domes rise above the horizon. Minarets pierce the air with quiet authority. Libraries, hospitals, markets, and schools hum with life. This is not just a city, it is the beating heart of the Islamic world, the center of knowledge, power, and civilization. For 5 centuries, Baghdad has been a place where scholars debated the stars, doctors mapped the human body, and books were treated as treasures greater than gold. But beyond the eastern plains, something is moving. Dust clouds rise on the horizon. The earth trembles faintly beneath thousands of hooves. An army unlike any the world has ever seen is approaching, silent, disciplined, merciless. At its head marches Hulagu Khan, grandson of Genghis Khan, carrying with him a command that will change history forever. Baghdad must fall. For centuries, the Abbasid Caliphate has stood as a symbol of unity and authority. Even as its political power weakened, its spiritual influence remained immense. The Caliph, Al-Mustasim, is not a warrior. He is a scholar, a poet, a man who believes the prestige of his title alone can protect his city. Baghdad has survived invasions before. It has walls. It has soldiers. And above all, it has faith in its own importance. What it does not have is an understanding of the force now approaching its gates. The Mongols are not conquerors in the traditional sense. They do not negotiate strength, they demonstrate it. Cities that resist are erased. Cities that surrender might survive. Hulagu sends envoys to Baghdad, demanding submission. The Caliph hesitates. His advisors argue. Some urge diplomacy. Others dismiss the Mongols as barbarians who could never defeat the city of peace. Messages are delayed. Warnings are ignored. The Mongols keep marching. When Hulagu's army finally appears, it is vast beyond comprehension. Engineers from China, Persia, and Central Asia accompany the cavalry. Siege engines are assembled with terrifying speed. The Mongols do not rush. They encircle Baghdad methodically, cutting off every road, every supply line, every hope of escape. The Tigris itself is no longer a lifeline, it becomes a trap. Inside the city, panic spreads. Soldiers are unprepared. The walls, once symbols of security, now feel thin and fragile. The Caliph sends one final plea for peace, but it is too late. Hulagu has seen enough resistance across the Islamic world. He has been sent west not just to conquer, but to make an example. The siege begins. Stones the size of carts slam into the walls day and night. Fire rains from the sky. The Mongols use catapults with precision learned from decades of war. Sections of the walls collapse. The defenders fight desperately, but they are outmatched. Within days, the city's fate is sealed. When the Mongols breach Baghdad, there is no dramatic final battle, only chaos. What follows is not conquest. It is annihilation. For days, the city burns. Streets fill with bodies. Mosques, homes, and palaces are looted and destroyed. The great libraries, repositories of centuries of human knowledge, are torn apart. Books are thrown into the Tigris until the river, according to witnesses, runs black with ink and red with blood. Scholars, doctors, poets, people whose only weapon was knowledge, are slaughtered alongside soldiers. The House of Wisdom, once the brightest beacon of learning in the world, ceases to exist. The Caliph is captured alive. Hulagu, respecting Mongol custom, refuses to spill royal blood directly. Instead, Al-Mustasim is wrapped in a carpet and trampled to death by horses. With him dies the symbolic heart of the Abbasid Caliphate. A dynasty that ruled the Islamic world for over 500 years ends not with a battle, but with silence. When the killing finally stops, Baghdad is unrecognizable. Irrigation systems are destroyed, turning fertile land into wasteland. Survivors wander through ruins, unable to comprehend what has happened. The population, once over 1 million, is reduced to a fraction. The city that once connected East and West, science and faith, past and future, has been shattered in a single month. The fall of Baghdad is not just the fall of a city. It is the collapse of an era. For centuries afterward, the Islamic world struggles to recover. Knowledge once preserved and expanded in Baghdad is lost forever. The balance of global power shifts. Europe, once on the margins of intellectual development, slowly rises while the Middle East enters a long period of fragmentation and decline. And yet the Mongols do not destroy out of ignorance. Hulagu himself employs scholars. Mongol rule later allows trade to flourish across Asia. But Baghdad is never rebuilt as it once was. Some wounds, once inflicted, cannot be healed. History often remembers battles, kings, and dates, but rarely does it pause to consider what is lost when a center of knowledge dies. Baghdad was not defeated because it was weak. It fell because it believed its legacy made it untouchable. The Mongols did not just conquer land. They shattered illusions. Even today, the echoes of 1258 linger. When we speak of lost knowledge, of vanished manuscripts, of civilizations that collapsed overnight, Baghdad stands as a warning written in ash and ink. Power without preparation is fragile. Prestige without defense is meaningless. And no city, no matter how brilliant, exists beyond the reach of history's storms. So the question remains, heavy and unresolved. If Baghdad had chosen humility over pride, diplomacy over delay, preparation over faith in its past, would the center of the world still stand today? History does not answer. It only remembers.